Welcome to today's video. We are about to uncover why well-intentioned posts about digital finance tools often trigger bans, and how you can protect your account while still contributing value. To set the stage, we will explore how communities manage trust, why promotions are treated so strictly, and which sharing practices keep you safe. Let's begin by outlining what we'll cover. Here is our roadmap. First, we will unpack why communities ban promotions so aggressively. Next, we will examine the tension between trust and promotion. Then, we will translate guidelines into practical rules you must know. After that, we will walk through safe sharing strategies that protect your reputation. Additionally, we will visualize the posting journey with diagrams and examples. Finally, you will test your understanding with short quizzes. With that plan in mind, let's add an important disclaimer before we dive in. Disclaimer. This content is educational and does not constitute legal, financial, or compliance advice. Community rules vary, and moderators have broad discretion. You should always review the explicit guidelines of the platform or community you are posting in, and when in doubt, ask a moderator. With that said, let's proceed to understand why bans happen in the first place. Bans typically arise from trust management. Communities exist to facilitate authentic discussion, not commercial noise. When users post unsolicited recommendations, especially involving finance tools, moderators must decide whether that content is educational or promotional. Because spam and undisclosed incentives are common, the default posture is strict. Spam filters, flag patterns, and moderators remove posts or ban accounts quickly. This is not censorship, as much as it is protecting signal over noise. Now that we see the root cause, let's contrast genuine sharing with covert promotion. Trust is the core asset of any community. When participants suspect that posts are veiled promotions, they disengage, and the community loses credibility. Even subtle promotions, like repeatedly mentioning the same product or dropping links without context, conflict with the community's purpose. Undisclosed relationships are especially harmful. If you are an affiliate, employee, investor, or developer, you must disclose that clearly. 8. Intent does not shield you. Moderation evaluates how the content appears and functions. Consequently, the educational value must lead, and promotional cues must be absent. With this foundation, let's model how a simple post can evolve into a ban. This flowchart depicts the journey from drafting a post to the potential outcome of a ban. It begins with the user writing a post. If the user does not read the rules, they immediately enter a high-risk path. If they do read the rules, the next branch asks whether they include an explicit disclosure. Failing to disclose raises suspicion, while a proper disclosure reduces risk. The next decision evaluates whether the content is educational analysis or salesy copy. Salesy content triggers spam filters, leading to moderator review and likely removal or a ban. Conversely, objective content, balanced pros and cons, minimal linking, and no pushy calls to action, usually remains live and preserves community trust. Finally, a feedback loop shows that users who receive warnings and learn from them can improve future posts. Before posting, internalize these common rules. No soliciting or advertising, including disguised promotions. Do not use undisclosed affiliate links or referral codes. Relationships must be disclosed clearly in the post. Limit links and emphasize context, methodology, and analysis. Avoid repeating the same product across multiple threads, because repetition resembles spam. Stay within the community's topic scope, since off-topic tool sharing is often removed. Finally, respect moderator notes and pinned rules, which typically clarify what is acceptable. With the rules in mind, let's compare genuine sharing with a sales pitch. On the left is a genuine share. It begins by framing a problem, then proposes neutral criteria to evaluate solutions. It lists multiple options and explains trade-offs. It discloses relationships up front, uses minimal and relevant links, and focuses on helping others evaluate rather than persuading them to adopt a particular tool. On the right is a sales pitch. It spotlights a single tool with exaggerated claims, includes referral or tracking links, repeats the brand across many threads, uses urgent calls to action, and sidesteps questions about relationships. This contrast highlights how moderation differentiates authentic contributions from promotional content. Next, let's translate this into actionable steps for safe sharing. To share safely, Start by addressing the user's problem and define neutral evaluation criteria such as fees, security, transparency, and user experience. Present multiple tools and discuss both advantages and drawbacks. Place a disclosure at the top if you have any relationship, and make it explicit. Keep links to a minimum. When feasible, mention names without linking at all. Avoid urgency or conversion-oriented calls to action. Finally, invite scrutiny by showing your sources and how you assessed each tool. With these principles established, let's visualize a quick decision mind map to determine whether you should post. This mind map helps you decide whether to post. Start with value. Ensure the content is educational and framed around the problem, ideally offering multiple options. Then check disclosure. If you have any relationship, disclose it at the very top. Next, confirm policy alignment by reading the rules and noting any limits on links or banned keywords. Consider your posting frequency to avoid repetition that resembles spam. Evaluate your links, ensuring they are minimal, necessary, and free from tracking. Assess tone to keep it objective and avoid hype or urgency. Finally, consider alternatives to linking, such as naming tools or referencing official documentation. If most branches are safe, it is more likely your post will be acceptable. Now, let's convert this into a simple checklist. Use this checklist before posting. Begin by reading the community's rules and any recent moderator notes. Then write your post with the problem first and neutral evaluation criteria. Include multiple options with balanced analysis. Add a clear disclosure at the top if you have any relationship. Keep links minimal, scrub tracking parameters, and avoid shorteners. Maintain an objective tone and eliminate urgency. Review your posting history to avoid repetition. Invite feedback and provide sources for verification. If you are still unsure, contact moderators for guidance. Next, to make disclosures concrete, let's look at examples. This table shows common disclosure scenarios. The bad examples are vague, hype-driven, or omit context. The better examples disclose the relationship explicitly and pivot to educational merit with neutral criteria and alternatives. Even when there is no relationship, the better approach explains why the tool fits specific criteria and who might not be a good fit. Now, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Quiz time. Question: which action is most likely to trigger an immediate ban in a strict finance community? Option A: posting a balanced comparison of 3 budgeting tools with no links. Option B: dropping a single tool name repeatedly across threads with a referral link. Option C: asking moderators whether affiliate disclosures are allowed. Option D: sharing general evaluation criteria without naming any tools. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Repeatedly posting a single tool alongside a referral link closely matches spam patterns. Moderators typically remove such posts swiftly and may issue a permanent ban. In contrast, balanced comparisons, moderator inquiries, and general criteria are usually acceptable. Now, let's try one more scenario. Second quiz question. You are a paying user of a tool you like. What is the safest way to share it? Option A: post the referral link and say it's the best tool, period. Option B: disclose your relationship at the top. Compare multiple tools, minimize links, and present pros and cons. Option C: link to the homepage with no context. Option D: avoid any disclosure because you are not an employee. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Disclosing your relationship, providing a balanced comparison with multiple options, minimizing links, and maintaining an objective tone demonstrate respect for community rules and protect trust. Now that we have validated the principles, let's capture the essential takeaways. These are the key takeaways. First, communities enforce strict rules to manage trust, not to censor discussion. Second, undisclosed relationships and repetitive mentions are common spam signals. Third, prioritize education by framing the problem, listing neutral criteria, and offering multiple options with balanced pros and cons. Fourth, disclose clearly and keep links minimal and clean. Finally, read the rules, review your posting history, and consult moderators when uncertain. To wrap up, let's summarize and send you off with a clear call to action. In summary, always learn the rules before posting. Disclose any relationships up front. Center your contribution on education rather than conversion. Limit links and remove tracking parameters. Respect moderator decisions and use feedback to improve future posts. Finally, let's close with a thank you and a friendly request. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you avoid bans while sharing valuable information, please like the video, share it with others who post in finance communities, and subscribe for more practical strategies. I would love to hear your experiences with moderation and what has worked for you, so please share your thoughts in the comments.